If you were to arrive in Honolulu today, you would be greeted by the warm air and the excitement of whatever you had in front of you. But outside of that, you'd be lucky to be greeted with any fanfare. And if you were fortunate enough to receive a lei, it would have been because you had a thoughtful family member that called ahead to the airport and bought one for you. But travel back 100 years and it's the opposite. The arrival of a steamship from the mainland was an event, and it was greeted with excitement and great fanfare. Back in the 1920s and all the way through the 1950s, this was how people got to Hawaii, on a steamer, most likely one from the Matson Navigation Company, which operated several steamliners including the Lurline, the Mariposa, and the Monterey. Now just imagine sailing into Honolulu Harbor, and it's a public spectacle. You've been at sea for several days, and as you see Oahu approaching, you get closer and closer, and maybe you're first greeted by some outrigger canoes. You get closer and closer, and you see crowds of people surrounding Pier 10. When you disembark your ship, you'd be met with hula dancers, lei sellers, and music by the one and only Royal Hawaiian Band. These were called boat days, and they were local celebrations to welcome travelers to Hawaii. After you've gotten off the ship, the fine people of the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, also owned by Matson, take away your luggage and they hand you a tall, refreshing drink to welcome you home, to say aloha, a drink of lemon, vanilla, passion fruit, and rum. Okay, so everything I've said so far has been true and historically accurate, except for the drink part. There was no record of them giving anyone a drink, but in my mind, that would have been super cool. So this is where today's cocktail comes into play. This is Boat Days, and it's a drink I would have wanted to have been served after disembarking one of Matson's white ships. It's simple, it's refreshing, it's cooling, and it has the hint of Hawaii. It is an understatement to say that the Matson Navigation Company was important to Hawaiian tourism. They were the big company to transport people to Hawaii. They owned the luxury hotels, and they're the ones who hired Victor Bergeron to make drinks for their hotel. It is not an exaggeration to say that what we now know as the most famous cocktail of the genre that I cover and talk about all the time might not even be remotely as popular today if it was not served at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. Now, a bit of sad news, the boat days were not there to last forever. Air travel would slowly diminish the role of the steamers, and those days are now long gone, but we can all dream. So let's make a cocktail I'm calling Boat Days, and for this one you'll need some Angostura bitters, some lemon juice, some vanilla syrup, some passion fruit syrup, and some rum. The passion fruit syrup I'm using today comes from Liber & Co., who is sponsoring this portion of today's video, and I often make my own passion fruit syrup, but as I was coming up with this cocktail recipe and iterating, mine started to taste off. And I love making syrups, and I'll continue to do so, but I've just been replacing some of them because it's easier with the Liber ones, they taste great and they last, and they're not paying me to say that part, so if you're interested in picking up some passion fruit syrup or anything else, check the link in the description. Now for the rum here, I'm using Appleton Signature, and I'm using a lot of it. Now to me, this drink is not about complexity or the best of the best. I was really thinking about what could be a drink that you were handed in a tall Collins glass, something good, but affordable, because cost would have mattered if you were just giving them out to everyone. We're also gonna be using 3 ounces of this rum because while this drink has a couple of syrups, the template here is that of a planter's punch. So let's make it. I'm gonna start with 1 dash of Angostura bitters, 1 ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of vanilla syrup, a 1/4 ounce of passion fruit syrup, and then 3 ounces of rum. I'm gonna use a drink mixer for this, but you can shake this, or even better yet, swizzle this, because I kind of imagined in my mind that this drink would have been swizzled, but when you have access to an electric swizzler, just use that because it's easier. The garnish here is very simple. It's mint, but if you have an orchid, go ahead and throw an orchid in there as well. So there you go, Boat Days. All right, let's try it. Cheers. There's far too much hate today in the world for Appleton Signature. For a $20 rum, it's great. It's not the funkiest, craziest thing ever, but it provides just enough flavor to be much different than a light rum, but it's not heavy. While vanilla is the main syrup, it's not like a super vanilla forward drink. You might have to tell someone there's vanilla in here, but using more vanilla with a little bit of passion fruit helps the passion fruit come through a little bit without dominating. So I look at it like a Planter's Punch, where this is the sweet component, but the sweet component is unique, a little bit different, but it's not overpowering anything else. And then lemon juice, key here too. Lemon juice with passion fruit, it's great. Lemon juice, vanilla, it's great. Can you use lime juice here? No, you can't. It's not allowed. And if you tried to use lime or let's say like a super funky rum, then you wouldn't be allowed on the island. It would not allow you to step foot on the island. So very simple, very refreshing, very reminiscent of a Planter's Punch with a little bit more depth to it as well. And what I love about the Planter's Punch, which this basically is, it's one of those drinks you can just totally drink from the top to the bottom. You can take your time, you can let that ice melt. It's strong without being intensely boozy. Now, if you haven't noticed or aren't paying attention, maybe because you know my eyes are up here, but this shirt that I'm wearing is a Boat Day shirt from Tori Richard, who collaborated with Matsim a while back. And these type of prints aren't really my cup of tea. They're kind of busy, but when I first saw that they had this print many years ago, I just had to have one. I actually bought not a total vintage one, but like an older one. And I had a couple of these, and I recently sold one of these to one of you lucky, fortunate souls on the Make and Drink shop after a wild weekend. Thank you to everyone who's purchased a Make and Drink Mai Tai glass. I made a comment a couple days ago. This is a rare instance where I posted that video on a Friday, and now it's Tuesday of the next week, and I'm filming another one. Usually I have things sort of backed up for sometimes weeks, but this is for me, like a new video I'm filming. I'm going to post it right away. I said in that video that I don't think I'm going to sell out. I think I'm going to sell out soon. By the time this video comes out, they might be sold out. So thank you to everyone. I'm like overwhelmed by the support and the boxes. I think I've had 100 orders that I've had to ship this weekend, the Memorial Day weekend. So it's been kind of hectic. So I'm trying to like settle down and realize how cool it is to have the support of all of you. So thank you so much to those of you that have bought a Mai Tai glass, bought a vintage glassware, bought a shirt, because I thought like I have a couple cool older shirts that I've purchased that didn't fit me for whatever reason. Like I bought the wrong size, or I got it online, or I found it somewhere. And instead of just like, I don't know, trying to sell it on eBay or Facebook, it's like maybe someone out there that watches, that likes this stuff, wants this stuff too. So I'm just putting up stuff like that from time to time when they come about, whether it's a vintage glassware or a shirt. I'm kind of out of shirts at the moment, but if you do want a Mai Tai glass, I'm in the works on getting more, but it might be like a few weeks or longer. I just didn't realize that I was going to sell so many so quickly. So thank you. That's a great problem to have, and I appreciate it. And one more last thing about Boat Days, not really this shirt, but kind of the shirt, is it's really cool. If you live in the Bay Area, maybe anywhere in the world, you see Matson everywhere, especially if you're in like on the bay. You see those big white shipping containers with the blue Matson logo on the side, and you'll see them on the boats everywhere. And it's crazy and cool that this like relatively big company that is just like shipping. They're shipping stuff. They also have this connection to taking passengers to Hawaii, propping up the first luxury hotels in Hawaii, running those hotels, and then they still have this connection to the past. You can go buy vintage Matson prints. Like they have a gallery online that you can go buy their like vintage artwork. And that the fact that they have worked with like a brand to create their own print to celebrate Boat Day is awesome. And I'd like heard about Boat Day or Boat Days, and I thought it was really cool. And then I don't know when I stumbled across this shirt, but I was like, that's so cool that they not only celebrate that time, but they recognize it and they honor it today. Like even today, they're aware of that history, and it's really cool. Because without Matson, like they're the ones who brought Trader Vic, who was local to them in Oakland, to the Royal Hawaiian. Without that, that's a big part of tropical tiki history that would not have happened the way it did, at least. So there you go, folks, a new cocktail for you, a very simple, elegant cocktail. I'm sure it's not the first cocktail in the world that has rum and lemon and passion fruit and vanilla, but here you go. This is the Boat Days. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you want to support this channel more, go check out my Patreon page. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.